I decided to do something a little different. A lot of people have been shitting on this movie and saying that it's aggressively mid. So instead, I wanted to fix Supergirl 2026. So before we do that, let's first establish the rules for this rewrite. Number one, we're going to keep the same structure of the film, so we're not going to be changing any of the major story events, so the major beats will still happen. Two, we are going to ignore everything in terms of filmmaking. That is going to be acting, lighting, music, things of that nature. And number three, we are going to ignore the original source material because, based on what I can tell, the filmmakers did too. Like most people, I have not seen the film, but I've been able to kind of piece together what happened based on reviews that I have seen on YouTube and other places. And my choice not to see this film had nothing to do with the marketing or anything like that. Honestly, I didn't like Superman 2025, so I wasn't going to see this movie regardless. So here are the major story and plot points that we will be keeping for this rewrite. Number one, Kara is still going to be drunk and depressed about Krypton being destroyed. Ruthye's parents are still going to die. Her brother will die as well, but that's going to happen a little bit later. Krypto is still going to get poisoned. Krem is still going to be evil, but not in the cartoonish way that I've been seeing on YouTube. And last, Kara Zor-El is going to kill Krem. So we're going to keep all of those same story beats. So our first problem, we're going to have to fix Supergirl as a character. And believe it or not, this is actually a pretty easy fix. Basically, we need to make her less disgusting. So no toilet scenes, no poop popcorn, no spitting on hands, no peeing on newspapers. All of that has to go. From what I can tell, none of these things really add anything to the film in terms of value, and her being drunk and having messy hair is enough to communicate the message of where her mental state is. And even though Superman Clark Kent is in this film, we're going to make his part a little more relevant. He planned on having a meeting or an appointment with Kara and explaining that there are some bounty hunters coming her way. So that's going to be very important for this rewrite. So first we're going to fix Krypto's involvement. Krypto runs away to play with Ruthye, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. And in this version, Ruthye is an untrained warrior, so we're not doing that whole girl boss thing. And Ruthye ends up taking Krypto home because she forgot his treats at home. Next, we're going to make Krem more interesting. Let's make him a bounty hunter. Let's give him some super strength. This way, we don't have to always depower Supergirl because that gets kind of lame after a while. And we're going to make him one of Lobo's race just to make things a little interesting. I told you we are ignoring the comics. Next, he kills Ruth's family because their blood has magic healing powers or something. Younger girl's blood is more potent than adult's blood. It's going to come into play later. And Krypto is there, so Krypto gets poisoned while protecting Ruth. So Krypto incapacitates Krem, giving Ruth the opportunity to escape. Now, this film didn't have much of a character arc, so we're going to have to give Kara a character arc. Kara needs to have some sort of internal struggle about being a hero. She can be haunted by the one time she failed. Maybe she was going through withdrawal because she likes to drink so much, and during that time, she got someone killed. That is part of the reason why she doesn't want to be a hero. That's right, we are packing on the trauma for Kara. Since Superman 2025 ruined Superman's parents, they wanted him to have a harem like this is SAO or some shit. So to make this actually a little bit more viable in Supergirl, we need to have Supergirl's parents hate Clark's parents, or the whole planet hate his parents. Or we can cut the Krypton part entirely. I'm good either way. But either one of these solutions will be better than what we got. Next, we need to make Ruth the unreliable narrator. She sees everything that Kara does as heroic. The reality is that Kara is being ruthless, she's torturing people, killing people, pretty much what you have in the original film. And this will be something like Fight Club or The Suicide Squad as a reference.
Touche.
And a lot of people were saying that Lobo was the best part of the film, even though he was only in it for about 10 minutes of screen time. So we need to give him the Captain Jack Sparrow treatment. So Lobo has the location of the antidote that's going to save Krypto. This happens to be his bounty. So his bounty is another of his race, but he is more powerful than Lobo. So therefore Lobo and Kara have to work together. So Lobo tracks him down and Kara has to kill in order to save Krypto. And during this time you have a lot of fun action, so this would be really good for the trailer. However, Ruth sees that vengeance is the way because that's how Kara ended up saving Krypto through vengeance. So therefore, she decides to leave and set a trap for Krem. So as we've established, Kara kind of is doing her own thing. She doesn't care. So she goes to the bar to get a drink. She finds Ruth's brother there. He is consumed by vengeance and he starts fights at the bar. Now, during this fight, he ends up getting himself killed. Now, Kara could have saved him, but instead she watches him die. Now, during the scuffle, his family crest, so Ruth's family crest, ends up sliding over her way. This motivates Kara. This is the first time we see her set her drink down, and she gets up to save Ruth. So predictably, Ruth trap fails, and she gets captured by Krem. Kara fights her way through all of Krem's soldiers, and then finally, Kara saves Ruth at the last possible moment before he can either take flight in his ship or something like that. Because remember, we're selling her blood. We're not doing that whole, all bad guys are rapists type of thing. So then Ruth takes this opportunity to try to kill Krem, and she tries to stab him with her sword. Kara stops her, taking the stab wound, and then Kara finally understands her place. The universe needs people like her to protect not the innocent, but to protect the innocence of people like Ruth. So as she's standing there in front of Ruth, bleeding from this stab wound, she tells Ruth, "Don't be like me." So Ruth says that she will never stop because she has no family. Vengeance is all she has left. This is when Kara decides that she is going to protect innocence. Then she kills Krem. Kara gives Ruth her family crest, and Ruth releases her anger, and she is adopted by some survivors of her clan. Now, this is by no means perfect, but considering that I did this really quickly on what I found on YouTube, I think it fixes some of the main concerns that people have with this film. For one, it fixes Kara's character arc. Two, it fixes the depowering of Kara, so a lot of times super type characters have to be depowered for the plot to work. And three, it makes the final kill meaningful and impactful. So I hope you found this to be more helpful than just the doom and gloom that you're seeing a lot of reviews saying that the DCU is DOA. So again, like and subscribe, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.